What would you do differently, Donald?
I'd make our allies, forgetting about the enemies you can't talk to so easily, I'd make our allies pay their fair share. We're a debtor nation. Something's going to happen over the next number of years with this country, because you can't keep going on losing $200 billion, and yet we let Japan come in and dump everything right into our markets and everything. It's not free trade. If you ever go to Japan right now and try to sell something, forget about it, Oprah. Just forget about it. It's almost impossible. They don't have laws against it. They just make it impossible. They come over here, they sell their cars, their VCRs, they knock the hell out of our companies. And, hey, I have tremendous respect for the Japanese people. I mean, you can respect somebody that's beating the hell out of you, but they are beating the hell out of this country. Kuwait, they live like kings. The poorest person in Kuwait, they live like kings. And yet they're not paying. We make it possible for them to sell their oil. Why aren't they paying us 25% of what they're making? It's a joke.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not, but I do get tired of seeing the country ripped off.
Why would you not?
I just don't think I really have the inclination to do it. I love what I'm doing. I really like it.
Also, it doesn't pay as well.
No, it doesn't. But, you know, I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings, and we're not.
What do you think of this year's?
Trump's been the same person this entire time. The same person. The same thing he was saying back then is the same thing he's saying today. He's tired of watching the American people be ripped off. Tired of seeing it. And you heard him there. He was like, hey, if it gets really bad, I can't rule it completely out that I'll run for president. And clearly it has gotten terrible. Clearly it's gotten terrible. So Trump had the Liberation Day, as he calls it. And I want to play a little bit of the speech that he gave, because what is really happening, or what has been happening when, you know, with some of these other countries in terms of the tariffs that they put on us, is just absolutely mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. So with that being said, let's dive in.
So if you look at that, China, first row, China, 67%. That's tariffs charged to the USA, including currency manipulation and trade barriers. So 67%, I think you can, for the most part, see it. Those with good eyes, with bad eyes. We didn't want to bring, it's very windy out here. We didn't want to bring out the big charts because it had no chance of standing. Fortunately, we came armed with a little smaller chart. So 67%, so we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%. I think, in other words, they charge us, we charge them less. So how can anybody be upset? They will be, because we never charge anybody anything. But now we're going to charge. European Union, they're very tough, very, very tough traders. You know, you think of European Union, very friendly. They rip us off. It's so sad to see. It's so pathetic. 39%, we're going to charge them 20%, so we're charging them essentially half. Vietnam, great negotiators, great people. They like me, I like them. The problem is they charge us 90%. We're going to charge them 46% tariff. Taiwan, where they took all of our computer chips and semiconductors. We used to be the king, right? We were.
So you guys get it. He's not even hitting these other countries with the same amount. But, of course, you know, Democrats are going to be out here screaming and crying, oh, my goodness, how dare Trump do this? If you guys want to get a closer look on some of these tariffs, here's a bigger look at that so you guys can see that. Yeah, 67%. We're basically tariffed. You know, it's trade barriers as well, calculated into that. So absolutely insane. This is what we've been getting charged while we haven't charged anybody else anything. And now that Trump is saying, no, you guys aren't going to continue to get away with charging us, we're going to charge you. Democrats are going off the deep end. Oh my goodness, Trump's going to blah, 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 destroy everything. No, not at all. And as a matter of fact, you can already see Trump's agenda taking shape. Check out this clip of Ontario's Premier, Doug Ford, who recently had came out and said that he's going to hit back, right? He's going to, he was one of the guys in Canada that was talking about taking all of, if I remember correctly, taking all of American products off the shelves and basically F America. Check out what he has to say now.
I just want to go back for a moment. If in fact you're prepared to take your tariffs off, why wouldn't you have that negotiation and that conversation now before any tariffs get put in place?
Well, we've had this conversation for over the last month. We don't want tariffs. We have another $65 billion worth of tariffs to launch today. That's the last thing we want to do, because it's just, again, it's going to hurt both countries. It's going to hurt American workers. That's the last thing I want.
Andrew meant take the other ones off, not the ones you're launching today. The ones that you already got.
You're saying you take all your tariffs off. I'm saying
we will take them off. That's right.
Then why is that not? I guess my question is, why has all of that not already happened? And does President Trump know that you'd be prepared to do that?
He knows, and Secretary Lutnick knows that we're willing to take these tariffs off like in the next minute if he said he's taking their tariffs off. So let's look.
So there you go. That's what Trump wants, ultimately. Now, if I'm Trump, I'm keeping the tariffs on for a little while, because we've been getting ripped off for quite a while, right? We have been getting ripped off. Places like Canada have been tariffing us for quite a while. We haven't charged them back, really. So yeah, I might charge you for a little bit. Give it a few months. Then we can step to the table. All right, you're gonna get rid of all your tariffs, not just the new ones, but the old ones that you previously had on us before too. Get rid of all of them, okay? And I'll get rid of mine. Simple. Deal. All right, cool. Which I think that is what Trump is kind of thinking. Like, we know people are now wanting to come to the table, but we're going to try to get a little bit of this money back real quick. We're going to get some of this cash, a little bit of this cash back before we, come to the table and agree that we're both going to drop all tariffs. Because I think on one hand, also Trump wants some of these other countries to feel it, right? I feel like some of these countries have gotten way too comfortable with ripping off American taxpayers. And Trump wants them to feel it. Like, no, we still the big dogs. You need us. We don't need you. And when they feel it, like, oh crap, my economy is getting destroyed because they're tariffing the crap out of us, blah, blah, the whole nine, then they'll realize, oh, maybe we should play nice with America. Maybe that's Trump's strategy. Y'all can let me know how you feel. But Jim Cramer also laid it out perfectly. Check it out.
With statements of support. Of course, they're arguing for high-paying jobs,
right,
which is going to make the end product a little more expensive, is it not?
Exactly. Yes, it will. But you know how I feel about tariffs, David. I'm classically pro-union.
I don't know what that means.
No, I'm saying this is a very pro-union strategy.
Right. So you are pro-tariffs, or you're not?
I am pro-tariff, absolutely.
You are pro-tariff.
I hate free trade. I think it's been an embarrassment for our country. It's cost us fortunes. Everybody picks on us. There's just no end to it. And now my views don't really matter.
Can we write that down though? I hate free trade.
I hate free trade.
Really, you hate it?
New there. I've hated free trade forever.
You have?
Yeah, oh God.
I mean, you've been a beneficiary though of globalization and asset flows around the world.
On air, I have said, look, I am a big winner from
Anybody in the service business has certainly been a beneficiary to a certain extent of free trade.
You want to own the service companies because they're not going to be tariffed.
Which is our economy, basically.
I've been saying, I know that you don't get that much chance to watch Mad Money, but I come out against free trade every single night. I think it's just an abomination, and these countries we've been a dumping ground for these countries, and it's time. Enough. But again, that's my editorial at the end of Mad Money.
Well, you sound a lot like the president, because he would say, I mean, in fact, uses the same language.
Maybe he sounds a lot like me.
You're also pro-consumer, and you have.
So there you go, 1,000%. We've been getting ripped off, and it's not a bad thing that somebody's coming in here and saying, no, we're done with this. Think about all of these American cities that have basically been destroyed because all of the jobs in those, like all of the good paying jobs in those cities, have been shipped off somewhere else. Look at Detroit. It's a perfect example where you had a bunch of good paying factory jobs that have just been shipped off to these other countries because it's just been dirt cheap to do it. Now Trump is like, nah, no more. Bring it all back. Is there going to be paying up front? Yes. Duh. We know this. That is obvious, and Democrats are going to try to capitalize on it. Oh my goodness gracious, Trump. But the thing about it is, if Trump was going to do this, now is the perfect time to do it, because he'll have time to recover, right, before the midterms. You don't want this going on during the midterms because people are going to completely understand what Trump is actually trying to do in bringing the jobs back to American soil rather than having all the jobs leave to these other countries. Bring them on back, feel the pain now. By the time midterms roll around, everything's really, starting to roll down here, the snowball effect is really taking hold, right? So I think that's Trump's strategy, and I think it's a great strategy. It's a great strategy. Make it ugly early. By the midterms, everything's running smoothly. Democrats don't stand a chance. I mean, their approval rating, I think the last time I checked, was like low 20s. Like the numbers that keep popping in my head are 27 or 21. The Democrat approval ratings is pretty darn low. And just imagine Trump just absolutely explodes this economy. Oh my God. It'll go from, we'll give him 27. It'll go from 27 down to 5. Democrats don't stand a chance. Don't stand a chance at all whatsoever. So yeah, that's what I think the strategy is. It's going to be ugly up front, but it'll be great on the back end. We all know that. That's just part of it. There's no way around it. It's going to have to go through it. And it is what it is. Democrats destroyed it. Trump has got to bring it back. And sometimes you got to break things down to build them back the right way. And that's exactly what Uncle Trump is attempting to do here. But as always, y'all let me know your thoughts and your opinions on this. And thanks for tuning in. Peace and love. I'm out.